Hello, my name is Jane from Talking Made Easy, and today we are going to look at how to bring a sound you've been working on with your child into conversation. In my work as a speech therapist, I often come across parents who are finding they've been practicing a sound with their child in the focused practice. They've done the sound on its own, they've done the sound with a vowel, they've done the sound in a word, and it's all going really well in their focused task. But as soon as their child goes back into conversation, it all falls apart. It just seems to disappear. It's as if the practice never happened. It's not paying off. If this is happening for you and your child, first of all, I want to set your mind at rest and let you know it is completely normal. I see it all the time, and there is a way forward. And today I'm going to teach you exactly what to do to bring that sound from your focus practice into conversation. First of all, it's helpful to understand why the sound might be working in your focus practice, but not in conversation. When you're doing your practice with your child, their head is in the game of sound practice. They are focused on it. The target is showing up all the time, and they know what you are looking for. You are looking for the sound. You're looking for the p sound, the f sound, whatever the sound is that you're working on. When they go into conversation, their mind goes into what they want to talk about. They're looking around, they're getting distracted, they're seeing what other people are doing. They are looking at the games and the books and the toys and all the possibilities. The last thing they are thinking about is what sounds they are making and when. When a child is first learning a new speech sound, they may be able to create the sound with your support and with your cues, but they don't necessarily have the self-awareness to know when they are doing it themselves. And this is why I always push for specific feedback when you're working with them. Great sound, great sound, whatever the sound is that you're working on, you want to give them specific feedback. But as we move into conversation, those cues, that feedback isn't usually there. So in order to help your child bring the sound they've been practicing in their focused practice over into conversation, we need to introduce feedback into conversation. We need to introduce cueing. Essentially, you are going to act as their self-awareness until they build their own. My favorite way to go about feedback in conversation is to offer a choice question. The first step is going to be identifying what is the target sound that you've been working on. What you can do from there is you can listen out for that sound in conversation. If you hear your child going back to their habitual pattern rather than the new sound they've been practicing while in conversation, you can simply ask them a choice question. For example, if you have been working on s and you hear your child say, "Mummy, look at the done," you could say, "Oh, is it the done or the sun?" You'll notice here that I'm offering two choices. I'm giving them what they've just said, and I'm also giving them the correct response. Not only am I giving them the correct response, but I'm also giving emphasis. I'm giving my visual cue to sun. So I'm really drawing attention to the target sound. My model is right in front of them. This is setting them up for success. As they respond to us, they are more likely to give us the target if we've given it emphasis, we've given the visual, rather than, is it a done or is it a sun? We want to set them up for success. Something that's really important as we move our practice into conversation is that we want to be aware not to disrupt the conversation too much, as this can just become frustrating for a child. And this is why I love the choice question. You can offer the two choices, ask it once, and if your child gets it, fantastic. Praise that sound. Love that sound. If they don't get it, you can simply model the sound and move on. Oh, that's right, it is a sun in the sky. When it comes to conversation, it can be hard to know what to correct and when to correct because children are speaking all day long. My recommendation here is that, like in your focus practice, you choose a 10 to 15 minute window where you're going to look out for one target. Don't try and complicate it any further than that. One target for 10 to 15 minutes of conversation. Every time you hear that target, you offer the choice question. Is it a hock or a sock? Remember that in your choice question, you want to add emphasis to the correct sound so that your model is clearly present for your child. Where possible, you also want to add in a visual element if you have associated a visual cue with your sound in the past. And finally, remember to give specific feedback. This includes if you hear the correct sound without you even needing to ask for it or request it with your choice question. If you hear the correct sound, you want to praise it. Beautiful sound, or whatever the sound is that you're working on. And if you don't hear the correct sound, you offer the choice question. Both the specific praise and the choice question are supporting your child to recognize when they are getting it right, and when they get it right, what it is that was right. That way they can start to build their self-awareness. In time, they won't need your feedback, as they'll be building their own self-awareness and will be giving themselves the feedback, and will start to get the sound correct more and more. And at times where they don't get it correct, they might be able to self-correct. After practicing this feedback in conversation, you may notice that your child starts to correct themselves when they make a mistake with a sound. Giving specific feedback with your choice question, with your specific praise and conversation is going to really help your child move their sound that they've been practicing in the focus task over into conversation. I think this is a really fun part of the speech sound practice because you're getting the chance just to chat to your child. Yes, you're giving them praise in amongst it, you're giving them the choice question, you're pulling up a few things here and there, but ultimately you're just getting to converse. The fact that you are here and ready to start practicing a sound and conversation shows how far your child has come in their speech sound practice. And this is to be celebrated. So have fun and happy chatting.